Hello guys, welcome to the Docker workshop. My name is Amit Kulkarni and I'll be your instructor throughout this session. This is a practical hands-on session where I'm going to show you how to interact with the Docker in the real world. You are going to use this session to run your applications in the container, and you are going to scale your application by running thousands of containers by using orchestration tool called as Docker Swarm. So how this Docker workshop will help you to understand Docker better. To understand Docker better, I'm going to show you the concepts. Those concepts which will help you to understand Docker better. Once you understand the concept, I'm going to demonstrate all these commands by directly running them on my machine, and you will see how to interact with the images, how to interact with the containers, how to configure volumes, how to configure network, and how to scale your application by using orchestration tool Docker Swarm. Now it's not only I'm going to do it on my machine. This is an interactive course. When I say interactive, you are going to run the code, you are going to run the application, you are going to run the commands along with me on your machine. If you face any challenge, you can directly ask me the questions. Probably you are going to build the images, you are going to run the containers, you are going to configure the network, you are going to configure the volumes, and you are going to scale your application well on your machine. So this is interactive, totally interactive course. Now once the course is done, we'll be having a practice test to test whatever knowledge you have gained. So you will understand whether the knowledge you have gained is sufficient for you to run the applications in the production environment. Probably you might be wondering about what are the different topics we are going to cover here. We are going to start with the very basics. I'm going to start with the Docker overview. What Docker is, the Docker basics, why Docker is used, why people are so crazy about the Docker, why application wants to run in a Docker container instead of running in a virtual machine. There are a number of questions out there where we'll find the answers here. To understand Docker better, we have to understand two things. One is image and the other one is container. Now, when you want to run container, you have to first create the image. There are millions of images available in the Docker Hub, but it is possible that you will not find the image you are looking for. If the image is not there in the Docker Hub, you can straight away create your own image by following instructions, writing inside a Docker file. Once the containers are running, we are going to configure the network so that multiple containers can talk to each other and then they can share the contents. By using volume, we can persist the data. Once the data starts persisting, you don't have to worry about it. Now, when you have networking and volume in the picture, you want to run multiple containers. There are microservices where we have to run multiple containers and let them talk to each other. To make our life simple, we are going to use a tool called as Docker Compose. Docker Compose is so simple that you don't have to run thousands of commands there. Just only one single file, run one command, and it will do every single thing on its own. It's very smart tool. We are going to explore that in depth. The cherry on a cake here is something called as a Docker orchestration. Docker provides a tool called as Docker Swarm, with which you are going to run thousands of containers without bothering about configuring them. The Docker Swarm is smart enough to understand how to run, when to run, and how many to run. That is called as an orchestration tool. I hope this session will help you to understand Docker better, and not only understand, but you can use this knowledge in the production environment and you can run your application into the containers. So let me show you how to install Docker on Ubuntu machine. Here I'm connected to Ubuntu machine. I'm going to follow the documentation where you can find all the instructions. You have to run them one by one in order to install the Docker on your machine. So I'll start with updating my cache. Right there you can find the command. Simply copy it, paste it, it will update your cache. It will take a couple of minutes depending on how good your internet speed is. And let it done. Okay, it seems like it is done. Let us install some prerequisites. Let's copy this command again, paste it there. So probably it will ask you whether you want to install it. Yes, I want to. Yes, I think all the prerequisites are installed. Now let us add the apt key. So that will help us to add the apt repository. It seems like the apt key got successfully added. I got the message okay. Let us go and verify whether it is exactly the same thing. It seems like it is 9DC85822. I can confirm that 9DC85822. That simply means the Docker is not tampered. It's exactly the one which Docker is providing on their website. Okay, so let us go back to the next command and add the apt repository. This is a very simple command which is going to add the download.docker.com repository into my apt cache. So my apt now knows where the Docker is. Let us update our cache and straight away install the Docker on our machine. So probably my apt is updated. Let's go back. get the Docker and its prerequisite installed on this machine. It seems like the Docker is installed. So let us go back and verify whether it is installed correctly or not. To do this, I'm going to use the command docker image ls. Now when you see docker image ls, it shows me the list of images available on my machine. We just have installed Docker. That simply means there is no image on my machine. That's the reason the list is empty. Now I'm going to run the command saying sudo docker container run, and there is a hello world image provided by Docker just to see whether the environment in which you are going to run the Docker command is properly configured or not. So the image hello world is not available on my machine. It is downloading it. It already has downloaded. It seems like it is sending a message hello from Docker, and this seems, or the message shows, that installation appears to be working correctly. That's it. It is as simple as that. So you have to follow the documentation, get the commands, copy them on your machine, and probably you will have the Docker installed on your machine. This workshop is intended for those who are completely beginner to Docker. I hope this workshop will help you to understand Docker. You can apply that knowledge into the real world, and you can run your applications into container. I hope I'll see you soon in our workshop. Thank you very much, and I appreciate your time for watching this video. Thank you.